See, no matter what the competition was, whether it was treadmill racing, dock diving, weight pulling, the confirmation shows, wall climbing, no matter what the competition was, me and my dog will find our way to the beach the day before because it's always good for the mind. It's always relaxful. And one thing I found out is when it comes to telling these old stories about these old dogs, a lot of people get forgetful. A lot of people add stuff. And another thing I've been knew, since writing these fictional stories and writing all these different books that I got to publish on Amazon, when you do a fictional story, although it's fictional, you need to make it sound as real as possible so the folks can believe it. When you hear most of these dog men these days talking trash about another man's dog, most of the time they have a second agenda. Probably selling puppies. Am I a dog man? Well, whatever. Am I competitive? Fuck yeah. So when you talk about the lines we running, you gotta be able to back it up. You gotta have, like you say, receipts. And before we get into this dog news, shout out to Fat Bill. Alright, thank y'all for tuning back in. It's your boy PBK9's giving you that dog news the way I always do. Fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't, Some gonna like it, some ain't. Thank y'all to the ones that subscribe. We over 3,000. I appreciate you. And just like I told y'all, man, to my subscribers, I ain't lying to you. I just made that breeding, man. And like I say, man, if you're into Molly-wise, you know what I'm saying? If you're into them, if you subscribe to me, we're going to work this thing out to where, everybody going to get a different number. If you got to inbox me, we'll make sure everybody get a different number. And I'm going to put it in a box and we'll do a little drawing. Somebody get the free Molly-wise puppy if you into Molly-wise. You know what I'm saying? Because I did made the breeding. Okay? All right. But like I say, man, thanks to my subscribers. Thanks to all the people that commenting with me. Thanks to all the people that be liking the videos, to be sending me positive vibes, all kind of things, constructive criticism. Thanks to all the folk out there, you know what I'm saying? All the dog men, the dog women as well, because they put just as much work in. Now, I'm talking trash about the other dog. Now I got Anime in here, want to make noise while I'm trying to do my record. Anime, chill out. Now, you're a pro at this. Chill out. All right. Shout out to all the bulldoggers, the bulldog women, you know what I'm saying? Every bulldog breed, like I said before, whether it's bully, pocket pit, XLs, game dogs, American bulldogs, English bulls, big ups to all the bull breeds out there, But we about to get into that dog news. Today, we talking about, that Grand Champion Yellow stuff. We're talking about that Grand Champion Yellow stuff, and we about to get into some Carolina politics. All right, now, before I get into that real quick, when you're reading them old journals, look by them guys' names. Look by the guy's name. Do you see an asterisk mark? Is that here official, recognized kennel? Look at them everybody claim, about the journals, the old journals of different things. Look by them referees' names. Do you see a asterisk mark by it? Because if you win them and you don't got it, that's either saying that referee wasn't recognized or that kennel is not recognized. You might be, doing your thing, but you're not recognized. See, we about to jump deep off in that BigJohn, that BigJohn line. But in order for me to do that, I got to go back into the Crossroads again, because a lot of things came up with the Crossroads again. So I got to go back into that whole situation again and, update the folks on what's what with that to get to this story, So y'all ride with me for a few minutes and we're going to take one story to the next that's going to show you the receipts for the next and the receipts for the next. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, we talking Carolina politics, Carolina Bulldog politics. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about no he say, she say, no dreaming, no ifs, ands, and buts. We ain't talking about no knocking, no stopping, no peddling, no none of that. Talking about bulldogging. All right? Oh, and I got to say this real quick before I get deep off in there. You know what I'm saying? And I got people from all across the world that be watching my videos. I rock with everybody from Florida on up to New York, to Maine, to everything. You know what I'm saying? On over to California. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chapo, my man with the Chapo dog. You know what I'm saying? I see you out there dropping them pictures and videos every other day, dog. Shout out to you over there on the west side, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, check it out, right? This ain't no disrespect to nobody. This is real. You know what I'm saying? This is real. If you from New York City and you ain't never kicked up no dust in South Carolina, you don't need to be, or North Carolina, you don't need to be discussing what's real and what's fake in South and North Carolina. You need to say what I heard or this or that. You know, really make it clear that it's only what you heard. You know what I'm saying? Not sound like it's something you've been through if you haven't been through it. You know, and this is to the people in New York, upstate. If you ain't kicked no dust off in South Carolina back in them days, you know what I'm saying? There's no need to knock none of these South Carolina breeders or knock none of these South Carolina or North Carolina dog men. Now, I will say this before I get into my video, you know, to all my brothers out there who do the YouTube videos and everything, you know, I rock with all y'all. You know, I'm big fans of all y'all. I'm big fans of Pro. I'm big fans of Twin. I'm big fans of Fat Bill. I'm big fans of Tony Montana. They told me you said something about me one time, but I'm still a big fan of you. I ain't even got on your thing this and that. I'm a big fan of y'all boys, man. I'm a big fan of the brother, Maserati, the boys. Man, I'm a big fan of everybody, man. I'm a big fan of Trial and Error. Man, I'm a big fan of everybody, man. You know, and I'm a big fan of Going Hard. Twin, rocking with you. After this video, I'm still rocking with you. And I'm letting you know, and I'm coming at you like a grown man. This ain't no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? I'm not coming at you knocking what nothing you doing. This not nothing to say none of your accolades are wrong. This is not to say that what you speaking is wrong. But what you speaking about, this particular thing, is wrong. And being that we are all brothers, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about in this dog fraternity, not skin color, you know, we should be able to tell each other right and wrong. See, one thing, you know, you tell us, and we all tell each other, you know, we got to get better with it. Knock the dog man, but then 20 minutes later, you turn around, you know, and do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Second, like I said before, man, I'm one of your biggest fans. You know what I'm saying? And we should be able to talk back and forth without calling each other names, without saying this or saying that. But we're going to talk about these dogs, though. We're going to get to talk about these dogs. Okay? Now, here's my thing. You say South Carolina, why we didn't get at you when it comes to that BigJohn stuff? Because you don't fix what's not broke. You don't fix what's not broke. Okay? Now, Crossroads. You said something about Crossroads. Now, I'm jumping straight to the Crossroads story now. Okay? Now, I remember when Crossroads came down from New York City. You know what I'm saying? He came down with New York City with that New York City hot sauce. But this is like, we got that Texas Pete. New York City? No. He came from New York with that New York hot sauce. You know what I'm saying? I remember, I was probably in 9th, 10th grade around that time. My homeboy came to the class with little business cards with Crossroads dogs on it. The illest pits I ever seen at that time, you know, because I was so young. One thing I can say about Crossroads, you know, that brother could get one in shape. And he was a good brother, you know what I'm saying? But when he came down, you know, he came down with all different lines. So when I was introduced to him, and once we started dealing, you know, I was a youngster, but I was already dealing with pit bulls at that time, you know? And once we started dealing with him, he had Midnight Cowboy dogs. He had Jeep dogs. He had every different, he was type to buy different lines. He wasn't, when he came down, he didn't just have one line. He had all different kind of lines, and he had them directly off these dogs, directly off Niggerino, directly off Midnight Cowboy, directly off this dog. And we was getting them directly from him. You know what I'm saying? Directly from him. Okay? Now, time going along. See, now, me and Crossroads got into the yellow dogs around about the same time. Now, he wasn't into the yellow dogs before me. You know what I'm saying? He just had higher connections than I had at that time. You know? But we got into the yellow dogs around that same time, because like I said, I got the same time that he got Champion Fatty, Little, We got 2 puppies off that same litter. You know, we had 2 females off that same litter. You know, and you know, he gave him a partner Crunch, which he died on the way home, which was Fatty Little Mate thing. But anyway, we got into the yellow dogs at the same time. Okay. Now, when I say the yellow dogs, I'm not talking about Mayday dogs, man. Cause see me, I'm gonna tell you about this when it comes to Mayday stuff. All right, Crossroads bred had dogs directly off Mayday. Directly off Mayday, boom. Crossroads Pee-wee, the stud. All right, Pee-wee bottom side, back more Patrick stuff. Okay. Now, he had males and females of Pee-wee. All right, brother and sister. All right, he made different breedings with Pee-wee. Jeep stuff, Garner stuff. I'm talking about directly off Frisco, directly off Chinaman, directly off these dogs. Coast, the Jeep in the first, second pedigree of these dogs. Breeding them with different dogs, you know, different ones. See, when I talk about yellow dogs, you know, I'm not talking about Mayday because Sambo got his 3rd off of one of Mayday grandsons. And I had plenty Mayday dogs, you know, coming down directly off that stuff, top and bottom, you know, and it wasn't kicking it on this side of town, you know. As far as Crossroads, you know, Crossroads, like I said before, he was a great dog man, a great breeder. You know, we all got our flaws or whatever. It is what it is. But he had different yellow stuff than that Mayday, you know. Now, let me ask you this. Which one of y'all fellas know Mr. Mike Caton? You know, Mr. Mike Caton, who had the Toe Jam dog. Toe Jam was the yellow son, okay? Now, what made Toe Jam different, like I told y'all before, Mayday had the boleo bottom side. BigJohn had, you know, the Red Boy Jocko, top and bottom. But Toe Jam had, he was the yellow son, bred back to a daughter off of yellow. Okay? Now, Mr. Mike Caton on him. We can call him Crossroads Mike, Crossroads Caton. Okay? All right. So, those dogs were totally different than the Mayday dogs. All the Mayday stuff that people was popping up with around here, I'm not going to lie to you. I got a Mayday dog in my yard right now that I'm looking for good things out of. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for good things out of it. You know? So I have no reason to lie to you about the stuff that I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I got. You know I got the whole puppy right now. All right? But what I'm telling you is the Mayday stuff was not doing shit on this side of town back in them days. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mayday, Luke Kane and all them was doing. Y'all was kicking up dust down there in Florida. But the stuff that Crossroads had coming direct off Mayday wasn't making no noise. I'm talking about, yeah, if you like, you know, it depends on what level of the game you in. This might impress you, but it don't impress me. Because I know what it's going to take to out-hunt people on this level right here. You know what I'm saying? That ain't going to impress me, that little bumpity bum 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 bum. You know what I'm saying? I know what type of stuff it's going to take to get to that level. All right? So when I say yellow dogs, I'm speaking really yellow dogs. I'm not even talking about the BigJohn stuff. You know what I'm saying? We about to get to all that stuff like that. I'm talking about yellow breedings. Okay? Like Tats Betsy. Okay? Had dogs off of that. All right? Straight yellow dogs, top and bottom. Had dogs off of Tats Redbud. Top and bottom. Yellow dogs. Okay? All right? Had plenty dogs off of the Pee-wee dog, which was a direct son of Mayday, bred back to more Pat Patrick stuff. Closer than you. Most of you breeders gonna get the Pat Patrick stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? And Pee-wee, you know, he was his stud dog. He was on the chain biting on the rubber tire all day long. And anybody who always came over there, you know I ain't lying about it. He bit the rubber tire all day long. The dog looked damn good. Big ass head, looked just like Mayday, dark brown. I mean brown like Mayday with the black mask, big water moccasin head. But he bit the tire all day long. But when he bred them with different dogs, the caliber of dogs, and I'm telling you this from a green man. I was green back then, and I'm telling you this. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking back on it, and I'm still telling you the dogs are weak compared to the yellow dogs. You know what I'm saying? We didn't breed no yellow dogs with no buck stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some people might be did it. No knocking to none of you brothers who did it. I'm talking about in my areas. You know what I'm saying? That yellow, red boy jocko stuff was running that stuff. We wasn't running that buck, mixing that buck up in it. Y'all might be running some buck stuff. No disrespect to y'all brothers who did it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of folks did it on a high level with it. But, you know what I'm saying? When you start talking about down that other dog, man, you got to make sure everything correct when it comes to being correct, You know what I'm saying? Because over here, like that MayDay stuff, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. In my opinion, the MayDay stuff always been overrated. It always had, like, the MayDay stuff was like what you would consider, you know, a flashy car, but the engine ain't all that good. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was coming up in my days. You know, the dogs that I ran across, I never feared a MayDay dog. You know what I'm saying? And to me, running up against a MayDay dog, like that didn't resonate more fear in my heart than a good Eli dog did. You know what I'm saying? Because, no, that's why I say, like, I don't knock, and I'm running the MayDay stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm running it right now, but I'm telling you from out the trenches. You know what I'm saying? In the trenches. Okay? Next thing. All right? Going hard. All right? This was a message to you from, you know, I ain't got to say from who, but they say, who did the brat beat with accolades? Who did the brat beat, you know what I'm saying, that was a reputable top dog kennel, the top dogs. You know what I'm saying? The top dogs. Because when you start calling them folk name out, we talking about people that done shot down Donnie Holcomb, that done shot down Untouchables, that done shot down Crossroads. Okay, now we getting back to Crossroads real quick, because y'all got me getting warmed up. Now we in it for the long haul. I want y'all to ride with me. You know what I'm saying? Because now we getting back to Crossroads. Okay? So now we wonder why Crossroads don't speak up and talk about this walk 'em off stuff, because they can't. But when it comes to Crossroads, I'm going to tell you like this right here. You know what I'm saying? Crossroads ain't going to speak because Crossroads out the game. All right? And like I told you on my last video, you know, me and Crossroads had some personal issues. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? All that's ironed out. You know, men is men. All that's ironed out. And guess what? I got Crossroads on my phone right now today. But do you got it? You know what I'm saying? That man ain't dealing with no damn dogs, no, none of that. You know what I'm saying? No. But at the end of the day, you can ask him this right here. You can ask him this about Apache Joe. Ask him about Apache Joe. Ask him, did Apache Joe get him 2 times in one night? He couldn't believe it. Oh, man. No. 2 times in one night. Ask him about Apache Joe. Okay? You want to talk to Crossroads? This is why Crossroads not responding. Because ask him how Troop jumped out the box. Okay, yeah, you got that on Sporting Journal, don't you? Yeah. Ask him how Troop jumped out the box. And guess what Troop ended up at? Y'all dog, man, when we be honest with you, we tell you what Troop ended up at. They didn't kill him. No, they ain't kill him. He ended up in the projects out there in my hood. I seen them fellas walking down the street with old Troop. Yeah, he was in that circuit, but then he ended up in the projects. Okay, BigJohn chased him out. Chased him. Okay. Who else? All right. You talking about BigJohn, right? We talking about the same BigJohn. All right. Then holla at the Cottonham. Holla at the Cottonhams about Bruno. Yeah. Holla at them about Bruno. And what kills me, y'all brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, we're not dissing each other. We talking like men to men. Brothers in general. You say y'all got dogs that stopping shit in 5 and 10 and 15 and 30 and we ain't going to long haul and this and that. But yet you get on your platforms and talk about because something with 17 minutes, it was fake. No, yeah, you're right. That was a fake statement that you made. Because that particular, the third one that you talking about, that went 17, no, that was wrong. That ended in 5, brother. Ended in 5. Ask Mr. Tant when did it end in 5. You know? Now, we want to know about the brat accolades. You know what I'm saying? And then, okay, we want to know about the other accolades after that. You know? Other accolades after that. Now, my big bro twin, you know, I love you. But you know well as I do. On a breeding The male is 50, the female is 50. So when you made that breeding to Little John, that was a 50-50, that was a 50-50 ball game, bro. You know that. You know that, bro. That was a 50-50 thing. 50 on Little John, 50 on your dog. If it didn't turn out the way you wanted it, this is a couple questions I have you on that end. Okay, did you keep the whole litter till they got grown? Because from when you spoke on it, you didn't keep the whole litter till they got grown. You sold them off as puppies. Okay, because you didn't speak on what the dogs actually did for you. You said the litter was sorry, but you didn't say how sorry the litter was. You know, because when you start speaking on stuff, we start paying attention really to what you say. And then we want to know how sorry. Did you keep them till they was 15 months? Did you keep them till they was 2 years old? Or did you, when did you get rid of them? If there was a sorry litter, was you looking for that action pack that maybe MayDay was throwing that you got off your litter at 2 months, 3 months old? Was you looking for that? And then maybe if it didn't show you that, you say the litter was trash? Okay, say for instance the litter was trash. You do get that sometimes. Off the best of the dogs, you get a trash breeding sometimes. It happens. It happens to the best of the breeders. We all know that. But like I told my folk and all my subscribers and all the up-and-coming bulldoggers and everybody, you cannot judge a dog man who's been breeding this thing 40 years off of one breeding, off of one dog, off of 2 dogs. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what was you looking for when you did the breeding? What traits was you looking for from Little John when you did that breeding? You know, because I know back in them days, and when, another thing you made wrong, I got to straighten up and get clear. You know, you said you called them boys and wanted a piece of Little John. Well, when you went and made that breeding of Little John was damn near 8, 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? So Little John was completely, out of the game. All right. Now, somebody told me to say a call was never made on their behalf since they knew you. They said a call was never made on that behalf, So that's all I'm going to say about that, Call was never made, and Little John was an old dog when you made that breeding. Old dog when that breeding was made, you know what I'm saying? He was on the downside, It probably wasn't even a year or 2 later and he was dead. So it was no way anybody could have wanted it and smoked with him. Okay? But see, you can't go around mentioning all kind of kennel names because you don't know what kennel doing what and what kennel making moves, how they making them. And then you wonder why these folk getting, fucked up in a GA and this and that and this state and this and that. Because, man, you got to do your research on different things before you start speaking on different things. You know what I'm saying? Because everything, ain't meant to be speaked on. That's why a lot of y'all don't know everything, because you wasn't on that level for them folk to be letting you know back then, so you don't know now. Because they already knew if they would have told you back then, you were going to get on something like how people doing now, and the shit would have been all fucked up. All fucked up. So that's why certain people weren't on certain levels. When it comes to this YouTube, Facebook, social media and all that, everybody can be whatever they want to be, And as long as you had dogs back in the old days, you can be considered an old school dog man, because you start calling out bloodlines all these young folk don't really know about. So they're going to automatically think you're a dog man, you know what I'm saying? But to the people who are bulldogging, you know what I'm saying? All I want to say is, did you kick any dust up in the Carolinas? All right, South Carolina particularly, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about South Carolina because I'm not from North Carolina, but I know a hell of a lot of good dog men in North Carolina. So we all rep the Carolinas together, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not sure how you moved in North Carolina, but you ain't kicked no dust up in South Carolina. I'm going to tell you that now, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you that now, and like I keep saying, man, to the black brothers, to the white brothers, to the Spanish brothers, and all the brothers. I never looked at the dog game. I never looked at color in the dog game when I came in as a young man, you know what I'm saying, as a teenager. All I had was the being amused by the breed, loving the breed. I didn't see all that, you know what I'm saying? And I was raised and groomed by old school dogs, you know what I'm saying? I had my young friends, and all of them came up with me with them same old school dogs, you know what I'm saying? All the young ones, that's really, really serious about it, The boys went through that same thing with me, you know what I'm saying? We got groomed by old schoolers, man. You know what I'm saying? We learned the gentleman, to be a gentleman in this sport. But what you gotta do is you gotta respect the game, man. You can't be knocking somebody because somebody else wanted to sound good or something. You know what I'm saying? If the work got put in, if it did, it did. If it didn't, it didn't. You know what I'm saying? You gotta call a card the way it is. But if it ain't happening that way, you can't play the game that way. And one thing I know, I might talk about them boys from South Carolina, but y'all boys from different places, if you ain't kick no dust up down here, you can't talk about them boys. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You can't do it. You can't do it if you ain't come over here kicking up no dust in South Carolina. You know, we ain't got to go all over the place. Why we got to go all over the place? Bring y'all happy ass on down here to South Carolina back in them days. You know what I'm saying? You know where that smoke was at. You know what I'm saying? You know where that smoke was at. You know what kind of dogs and boys was running up in them areas. You know what I'm saying? So if it didn't happen, it's because a dog man didn't want it to happen. If you was in that circuit, you know what I'm saying? Believe me, if you talk about Big John, if you talk about Little John, and if you went out there and hunted with Barracuda, you could have came back and got smoked with Little John or any of them, or their sons and all them back in them days. You know what I'm saying? Could have got some of their sons. Then you talk about like how many champions any of these dogs produce outside of MayDay. We got Luke Kane. We got a lot of champions off of MayDay, okay? But you're talking about all different strains of dogs, all different kind of lines of dogs. Bolio dogs in the MayDay stuff, Jeep dogs with the MayDay stuff, Carver dogs with the MayDay stuff, Eli dogs with the MayDay stuff. We talking about Kobe dogs with the MayDay stuff, Old Family Red with the MayDay stuff. We talking about Mexican Eli stuff with the MayDay stuff. Everything, Red Boy, everything with the MayDay stuff, you know, to make whatever little bit of champions he got. All right. Now you're talking about one line of dogs coming down off one line family of dogs. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, no doubt, like I said before, it ain't me asking a question about the brat. It's them folks asking a question about the brat. They want to know what kind of accolades the brat got. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, bro, we should be able to talk to each other without feeling like, oh, gotta cuss, gotta do this. Oh, I don't care about you cussing, because I ain't no bitch. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean. All the name calling, this and that. No, you know, if you know, we talking about the dogs. You know what I'm saying? And them boys say what the brat did. That's all they want to know. Who the brat did or whatever. Okay? Now, I want to ask, did you ever see Big John? Yes or no? Okay. Next thing I want to tell you, okay, now you're talking about more fake stuff when you're talking about them boys rigged up the dog being stole. The dog being stole is fake. That was a fake just because he was a fake champion. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I respect you a lot in this dog game. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got to keep saying that, because I can't even believe I'm having to address this because you making this an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to give you the honest truth. You know? When that thing happened with them boys, man, them boys was in everybody's hood. You know? Them boys put out rewards. Them boys was in hoods a lot of y'all so-called gangsters won't go at right now. You know? Just them boys. Not no whole crowd of motherfuckers. Not no whole team of motherfuckers. Them boys kicking up dust about their damn dog. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me shitting because I know how shitting it'll make, you know, the old man just to hear some bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? To hear some bullshit like he rigged some bullshit up about his damn dog. You know? And for anybody to get up here and say, oh, the old man is honest and this person right here is this, you never even dealt with them guys, man. You don't even know them guys back in them days when them guys was even had dogs and all that stuff like that, man. For you to say something like that, because if you dealt with one, you dealt with the other one. Anybody know that, know that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no, oh, he crooked and he straight. Nah, come on, man. That's that New York shit, man. That's why I tell you, man, if you ain't kick no dust up down here in the South, man, listen, man, I ain't talking about no Florida. No disrespect to my Florida boys. But I'm talking about this right now. We talking about South Carolina politics right now. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't kick no dust up in South Carolina, you ain't gonna know the South Carolina politics. You know what I'm saying? And if you can read them journals, that them back in the day journals and all that stuff like that. So, you know, what's the problem? Is somebody trying to sell some Red Boy Jocko puppies right now and somebody getting their toes stepped on? Like, what's the problem? Because most of the time, like I say, when people start doing that, start saying, oh, forget this person, forget that. Did you kick up dust is all I want to say. Did you kick up dust? I ain't talking about did you kick up dust on one of their hounds that somebody had over there in Indianapolis. No, I ain't talking about that. Did you kick up dust on the people you're throwing the name down in the dirt? If you didn't, I understand why you don't know what's going on in the Carolinas. You know what I'm saying? And it's the perfect time to try to find out right about now, ain't it? You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. And y'all always talking about a dog man nobody or something, right? But ask Rasta Man Boom about a nobody dog. You know, ask him about that red brindle dog that out-hunted him. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you a little story about that real quick. Cause I'm jumping all over the place, but I got all time tonight because y'all gonna rock with me. You know what I'm saying? Red brindle dog. I did him bad on the keep. Guess what? Yeah, I took him out there, lost with him. Guess what I did? Gave him to my partner right there. Man, you can have him, man. I know I messed up with him. I ain't put the right keep on. He was off my stuff. He was off my bread. He was off, let me put it like this. That BigJohn stuff. Bred back to the boomer Arab stuff. Alright? Boom. Gave him to my homeboy. I say that won't be the last time y'all hear that. That's exactly what I said. Next thing you know, shit. That same house sent Rasta Man Boom on the way. You know what I'm saying? Red brindle. That's all I'm gonna say. Red brindle, red nose. But you call different folk nobody. Yes, sir. And what that was, old BigJohn dog. He ain't look like one though, did it? No, he ain't look like one. You thought you was going into old nobody. But really, that man had something to execute the plan with. And it worked just like it was supposed to. Send him on his way running. And guess what? South Carolina folks, no disrespect to Rasta Man Boom. You know what I'm saying? But I just had to let the cats know because they call people nobodies, they call people this. But what's working, you don't gotta fix it. When it's working, you don't gotta fix it. And when you understand it's working, and when you know what time it is, you know what you're looking for, you know what you see, you got consistency and all that other type of stuff, you don't gotta worry about all that. You don't have to worry about what people say and all that. Because if it was doing so good back then, anybody who had a dog that was doing that great back in them days, if you sold it to anybody, if the dog was that great, whoever you sold it to should have kept breeding that dog. Should have kept breeding, creating more dogs like that. Obviously, they weren't that great and they shifted off. And like I said before, man, MayDay ain't even a line of dogs that you can talk about one family. That's one dog that made 1,000 damn breedings with 1,000 damn different kind of damn dogs. Alright? You talking about a BigJohn who bred to his family of dogs. Okay? Then Twin, man, I'm disappointed because you have guys on here saying stuff, man. You gotta screen what these guys gonna say before they say it, because just because it sounds good don't mean it's good, bro. You know what I'm saying? This brother from New York City telling us how Red Boy bred. How you gonna tell us how? Now I done told y'all boys, man. What you want me to do, man? See, the dudes that I know to be bulldogging, they don't like to get on those videos talking about no bulldogs and all that type of stuff like that, and getting on those interviews and all that. Them boys just like to live life, have fun, and bulldog. You know what I'm saying? But listen here, man. I can let you talk to a man that can tell you that touched Red Boy, that probably conditioned Red Boy and all kind of shit. People that dealt with Red Boy. And you're not gonna tell me how Red Boy bred or how some other lines, you know, we'll take whatever they put, Tills, Jeff, and all that other stuff. We'll take all that. But you're not gonna sit there and tell me that Red Boy got this in him, that in him, this in him, and you from New York City. Man, believe me, man, you don't know what you're talking about, man. Sometimes you gotta stay in your place, man. You don't know nothing about no Red Boy, how he was created, no none of that. And I'm gonna tell you about that You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you honest. If you ain't from South Carolina, you want to stand down there with them boys when Red Boy was a puppy. If you went down there with them group of fellas, you know what I'm saying, then you don't know what you're talking about. If you wasn't over there on Till Yard, out there with Bass and them boys, you know what I'm saying, these fellas I'm talking about, if you wasn't out there with them, then you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about Carolina politics. That's what this video is about. Carolina politics, man. We got to stop all this lying and making up stuff. Okay, we know Red Boy may have a fake pig, but who cares now? Who cares now? We're going with what they got on the thing. We ain't about to start making up some more other stuff, some more New Yorker talking about. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to you, bro, but you got to stay in your place when it comes to certain things. When it comes to, both of y'all boys older than me, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's just like, you know, when you're in the streets, you might got a group of 18-year-olds and they got that one 13-year-old running around. And he just as crazy as they is. Probably crazier than they is. Yeah, I'm that 13-year-old, you know what I'm saying? I might not been grabbing my first full-blooded pit before you guys, but I'm going to tell you now, when you start trying to stomp on our toes, you start trying to talk about and downgrade the dogs and lines we running, and talk about South Carolina, why we ain't step out and holler. We ain't step out and holler because if it ain't broke, we don't try to fix it. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't broke, we don't try to fix it. And they bulldogging over here. I done told y'all, man, this ain't something you can just get on YouTube and talk about as far as throwing all kind of brothers' names out with this and that. You gotta be careful when you talk about people when it comes to them old stories for sure. You gotta make sure you know who you're talking about and make sure they want to be mentioned in that light. You know what I'm saying? Then y'all get up here talking about they only went into their brothers, they only went into their brother-in-laws. Listen, man, them folk ain't got no brother, man. Them folk ain't got no brother. Them folk ain't got no brother-in-law that deal with no dogs, no none of that, man. Y'all need to stop making up stuff, man. Listen here, man, you getting it from me, man. I'm telling you, man. Them folk ain't got no brother, they ain't got no brother-in-law. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you this right here. Back in them days, what you want somebody to do? Go run up to somebody they don't know? Ask yourself that. You want somebody to go run up to somebody they don't know? Okay, case closed. Black Ice, man, Carolina politics, man. You can't be getting up here telling people Yellow died in 94. Yellow died in 92, big homie. Yellow died in 92. Now, we ain't about to get into that whole long story, but, you know, don't be acting like you know what you're talking about, you know, when you don't know what you're talking about. You know, it is what it is. Did you kick up any dust in South Carolina is what I want to know. All I want to know. You don't got to bash me. You don't got to get up here and talk no trash about me because I ain't talking no trash about you, you know. But did you kick up any dust up here in South Carolina? Because let me tell you like this. Let me see what this was. 96, 95, I kicked up dust in Jamaica, Queens. I took one of my Red Boy dogs, Jamaica, Queens, 95. Let me see what it was. 109 and God Brewer, 99. Around that area. 99. No, not 99, my fault. 98, 95. Okay. Did you kick up any dust in South Carolina? Anybody, you know what I'm saying? Anybody. All right. Except Carolina politics, man. Carolina politics. Black Ice, man. You know, much respect to you, brother, but how dare you get up there and say, them boys running Jeep dogs into their dogs, man, without having solid proof of that. What kind of solid proof you got of it? First of all, did you ever see a walking mall dog, them kind of dogs, you know, outside of, you know, what somebody showed you somewhere else? Did you ever see, you know, the source dogs back in them days, you know? Okay. So, if so, where did Jeep come in from? Where did Jeep come in from? I guess they got the wool over everybody's head, right? But they putting Jeep dogs in. But you got the blueprint, they putting Jeep dogs in it. So it sounds like to me like you the one that's selling the Red Boy Jocko dogs. Some other strain of Red Boy Jocko stuff or whatever. But listen here, man. What ain't broke, we don't try to fix it. What ain't broke, we don't try to fix it. You know, and contrary to anybody's opinion, understand this, you know. Like I say, I was rolling when Crossroads came in the game down south. and when he left the game down south. And like I say, he ain't leave on good terms. And I can tell you some more stuff that'll blow your mind. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't going to take it there, because we talking about the Bulldogs. Straight Bulldogs. And like I say, I got that brother on speed dial. You know what I'm saying? If I want to call him right now. But he ain't talking about no dogs, so what's the hell on purpose? You know what I'm saying? The man threw it, the damn dogs. Threw it talking about them, threw it looking at pictures, any damn thing. Man ain't dealing with no damn dogs, period. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, Carolina politics is Carolina politics. If you didn't find it out in the journal, it's damn sure a lot of things that gonna go on in the Carolinas since the journal got stopped printing that you'll never hear about. You know what I'm saying? Because Carolina politics is Carolina politics. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Then, twin man, you let the brother, but you didn't know he was gonna say this. He was talking about the termite dogs. Okay? You saying nobody got it. Man, listen here, man. I know folk right now within 30 miles of me right now, they got good termite dogs, man. And they bred their dog to termite and they kept line breeding. I remember when termite got bred, the man had a dog directly off termite. And he's still breeding his stuff. It's crazy how many stories we have out here about Victor. But you never hear them talk about Crossroads. Everybody know Victor like the back of their hand. But you never hear them mention Crossroads when you hear them talking about Victor. And there was pretty good buddies right there. Pretty good buddies. You never hear them mention, so I wonder how close a lot of y'all was with Victor. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm not sure how, deep y'all think Victor was, but, other than that Mayday dog, it don't pretty much go past that with Victor. You know what I'm saying? So y'all screaming Victor. Victor, he on Mayday. But, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and bash no dog, man. See, I know how good Mayday was back in them days. But the thing was, we had plenty of yellow dogs around us. So we had an option to pick from. It wasn't like, I just had, Mayday, let me get a breed too. No, man, we got yellow everywhere, man. Yellow everywhere. I'm going to get the good yellow stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting the good yellow stuff. So that's why I'm telling you, I have nothing against Mayday because I'm running the Mayday stuff right now on my yard, But in them days, on my side of town, you know what I'm saying? That Mayday wasn't kicking up no dust, They wasn't kicking up no dust. I'm just going to be plain out and simple with you. You know what I'm saying? I hear more about Eli dogs that kicked up dust than the Mayday dogs. I can ask dog men across the state, South Carolina, from south side to the west side to the north side. You know what I'm saying? The Mayday dogs wasn't kicking up no damn dust in no damn South Carolina. Brothers had Eli dogs that was shutting stuff down. Yellow dogs that was shutting stuff down. And like I say, I ain't never had no buck dog. I ain't never been, Crossroads ain't never sell no buck dog. He didn't never get no buck dog. The BigJohn stuff never crossed to no buck. You know what I'm saying? Not knocking none of the buck stuff, because the buck stuff is great, phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted to all the dog men. I'm just talking to one particular person right now. We didn't mix that buck stuff. So maybe y'all got the impression up there that we was mixing the buck down here to get this and that. No, we was keeping it pure, running through the stuff that y'all was mixing up. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it is. That's how it is, brother. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? And what gets me is y'all can know where to get it from. Y'all can know where to get the word from, but y'all will go all these different places right here, you know what I'm saying, to get some old unidentified information, you know what I'm saying, what I call it. A UFI, unidentified information. You know what I'm saying? Unidentified flying information. Excuse me. Alright. We talking about bulldogging here, you know what I'm saying? Bulldogging. Alright. Carolina politics though. Carolina politics. Shout out to Fat Bill. Shout out to all the bulldoggers out there. You know what I'm saying? Across the Carolinas, across North and the South, across GA, Florida, New York, Jersey, Maryland, VA, all the southern states, Mississippi, Alabama for sure. You know what I'm saying? Louisiana, Texas, California, Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? Kansas, Missouri, all them places, man. Seattle, all the bulldog folks across the country, man. Shout out to everybody, man. But the thing is, man, you know, if we gonna play this thing fair, you know, and try to be respectful when we talk about dog men, you know, let's try to be respectful and keep it real and 100 on the dog issues. You know what I'm saying? And not try to seem like it's to promote a sale or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you start doing like that, it really makes you look bad when people look up to you. Now speaking to you, Going Hard, you know, if you've been out there like that, I'm looking up to you as an older fella, like I said, like a bigger brother. You know what I'm saying? If you've been out there like that, you know what I'm saying? Because see, when you came and made that breed in Little John, I was already knee deep in the game. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there that day when you came, but I was already knee deep in the game, my brother. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sure how deep you was at that time, you know, but I was knee deep in the game when you came, you know. And the only reason we didn't meet because I wasn't there that day. It just so happened if I would have been there, we would have met. We would have met up back in them days. You know what I'm saying? And you would have know what I'm saying now is real. You know, what I'm saying now is real. Like y'all said on that video, every dog ain't meant for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Every dog ain't meant for everybody. You know, everybody don't know what to do with certain things. You know, but like I say, and I gotta say again, gotta keep saying, Going Hard, man. I got nothing but respect for you. So there's not no diss. You know what I'm saying? There's not no trash talk. There's not no downing you. No none of that. But I'm just clearing it up on our end. Why you asked why South Carolina didn't respond to you? All right, no. For one, like I say, if it ain't broke, we don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't broke, we don't fix it. And obviously, you know what I'm saying, somebody didn't tell somebody that it wasn't broke. Somebody didn't tell somebody that it wasn't broke. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm just going to leave it like that. And bro, twin bro, you know what I'm saying? You preach to us, bro. You preach to us, but you turn around and you say, you call them folk, BigJohn folk, white this, white that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That ain't fraternity like, bro. You know that. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to tell you that. You older than me, man. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be leading by example, brother. You know what I'm saying? Lead by example. That ain't fraternity like what you call it or whatever. You know, and we all brothers, so we can give each other constructive criticism here and there or whatever. Like I say, I ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? Far from it. Say what you will. You know what I'm saying? I ain't perfect. And I accept stuff when I do stuff wrong. You know what I'm saying? But you can't say we trying to clean out all the dirty stuff and the dirty part of YouTube when you turn around and say the cracker this or the white man this or this and that, this and that. Now you got to be beyond all that, man. You got to be beyond all that. It's about the dog, man. That furry little thing between your legs, that dog, man. You know what I'm saying? You releasing them. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? How you say it? That's what it's all about, man. Now I'm about to get up out of here, man. It's your boy PBK9 give you that dog news the way I always do. Fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it. Some ain't. You know what I'm saying? Some gonna like it. Some ain't. Y'all subscribe to the channel. The ones that subscribe so far. Like I said, we're gonna have that drawing. You know what I'm saying? For the Malawi puppy. Appreciate y'all. We on 3. Man, we about to shoot, like I said, we about to shoot 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Thank y'all for hitting that like button. Comment at the bottom. It's your boy PBK9 give you that dog news the way I always do.